playground of safety. Does great things. This is Murphy. It's his first playground of safety. He is desperate to come and connect. He cannot figure out why I'm not doing something consistent with a horse that connects. This is more connecting than it is relaxing. He keeps doing lateral flexion. Right lateral flexion, left lateral flexion. Right lateral flexion, left lateral flexion. For a horse that is a super connector, oxytocin, the super bonding hormone, is their chemical of choice. So the fact he does this lateral flexion back and forth that hits that oxytocin button makes a lot of sense. Usually after he's done a few of those left and right and he's done some relaxing, he wants to inch forward again. And we're going through now a little deeper, a little more processing idea. Good job. When I tell him, when I swish and say, no, can't come in yet, not time yet, he tends to back up, and then we were getting some good yawning. I love seeing the yawning. He also is doing some lateral flexion and showing us the area right behind his left shoulder and his left front leg. I would imagine he has a lot of stuck emotion behind that left shoulder, left elbow, which is going to be on the right of your screen. And he was touching that. He's gone through that twice. But this is pretty interesting, this horse. There, we're going to licking the lips. Really nice. He's getting more content. We're going through a little phase of being more content to stay out, not try to push up so much. I love that. I'm going to see if I can get any closer to his eyes. Nope. Boop. See if we can get a closer view of his eyes and his face. So we can see these eyes are really blinking and getting into much more of a processing, relaxation state. This is awesome because when he came out here, he's been looking pretty bright. And just, when can I connect? When can I connect? What are we doing? What are we doing? So to see him start to phase into blanking and really finding some relaxation, starting to hit those endorphins. I love this. This is his first taste of endorphins. Really nice. Tori's up the hill with her horse, playing with him on the ground, a different space. But look how this horse recognized something was going. Then he's like, I really like the endorphin state. Really, really like that. That is a win. This is getting to be a real win. We look at this blinking. He starts to look off and he's like, I gotta come back inside myself and relax. Oh, is something over there? I think I want to come back inside myself and relax. He's checking up at the barn. And he's like, it's safe, it's okay. May come back down here and relax. It's wonderful. And he stopped eking forward. I'm gonna put this back out. Nope. Put it back out. So we're now going into what we would say processing. It's more deep relaxation. He keeps popping out. This horse must not be able to really relax easily or well. And he just keeps stopping himself every time he goes there. You can see we're doing this playground of safety in the ring, where ultimately he'll go back to work. We hear some gunshots. He's acknowledging those. That's all right. I want to make an impact. I want the first imprint with this ring to be a positive one. So this is why we do playground of safety before we ever ride him, before we ever move him on the ground, before we ever tell him anything. So far, since we've gotten Murphy, we've let him relax. He's gotten his feet done. He got his teeth done. Now, did we think his teeth were in bad shape or his feet were in bad shape? Well, really, that's not the point. Part of the point of this is you go through and you just do all the things. You check the boxes. You make sure that nothing gets left out. So we've got enough endorphins now. He's trying. Wow. He's trying to let go of his neck and lower his head. That's a big deal. And even though his head didn't stay really low, it's lower than it was. He's experimenting with stretching it forward and down. So that stretch forward and down, the head down, letting go of that top line, that all is part of the endorphin piece, the relaxation piece, the overall well-being piece, the ability to move. You know, most people are like, move and relaxation are opposite. No, they're not. You have to be relaxed to find stillness and peace. You've also got to relax enough to be able to move. Trot, canter, jump, change leads, walk up the hill. All that requires relaxation. Really nice. So I love that we're seeing a horse that started out as more of an oxytocin or connector horse. And through doing this playground of safety, we've been able to let him find the endorphins, him find peace and relaxation in his own body. That's a huge deal. Huge, huge deal. If we made him lower his head, he could freeze and internalize what was going on instead of relax through it. So I love this as an example for a little slower motion. There, really nice. So he's thinking all the way to the ground. This is awesome. And he keeps being kind of interested in stepping on that rope and stepping over that rope. I think that's kind of interesting. He's starting to let go in that left hind there. Now we got a little right hind, left front. He's releasing a bit in his mouth. This is fun to watch this stuff. So many times people don't understand. They get out to do playground of safety and they're like, nothing's happening. We've got to watch it. You've got to understand it at a deeper level and with a little different look. I grabbed a mounting block. There he's looking at that same spot again and a little further back and to that forearm. So that tells me we're probably going to need to tap on that area when we start tapping him, whenever that'll be. Now I love that we've gotten pretty square here. His face is really relaxing. I'd like it even more if he was a little wider behind than in front, but you know, Rome wasn't built in a day. Shake. The bottom of his neck shook really nice right there. Starting to really soften in this body. I notice he keeps letting go of the left front, not so much the right front. Neck down, back let go again. Ooh, that was really interesting in the face. And a yawn. I'm going to try to go closer to the face. So that's a little displaced behavior to release some stuff in there. Shake. The shake is great. You see the bottom of his neck swing when he shakes? You can always back this stuff up. The bottom of that neck swings. That shows us that that lower part of the neck is relaxing. We're getting into a more parasympathetic state. He keeps telling us that that side of his body is where the issues are. Left side of the body's. Yeah, this is really neat. He has a big scar on the right side, right in front of his hip. I don't want to take it off the face. Or... So isn't it interesting? Now we've got a little play drive coming up. This is pretty cool. Pretty cool. So can you see on that hip? I'm going through some more here. Oh, more yawning. That's awesome. Up that side, all the way to the hip on that side again. But you would never have anticipated that because there's a big scar here, big scar on his hip. So you would have thought that would have been our place he'd shown us. Horses don't lie. They're going to show you. If you give them time and playground and safety, they're going to show you. Head shake. I love it. All right. Let's see. I'm going to have to get up to fix this up so he can put this back to. I'm going to try to flip that rope. Flip that rope. Flip that rope. And I'm just going to wait for him. And some of this is, hey, can I get a rise out of you? Can I get you to come interact with me? Because as I'm relaxing, I'm feeling a lot of things in my body. And if I can just react, I don't have to deal with my own feelings. Blink, blink, blink. This is good. We're just going to stay here and see. How does he solve this puzzle? There he's thinking about it. I think he just thought, maybe if I put the black foot over. Yep, that's exactly what he did. And of course, what I would love him to be able to do is get peaceful enough to lie down. But you know, it's just the first day. This is not a high relaxation horse. I don't expect that he'll do that today, but we can always put it out there and say that's okay if you want to. So we picked up that foot. I'm going to twirl it one more time. Just trying to get it in a better position. Maybe that's all I'm going to be able to do. We'll just wait for him. But to me, he's looking bigger and softer, more let go through his rib cage. It's a terrible angle. If you're watching it, so it's hard to see that stuff. A little swish at the tail. That was interesting because I haven't really seen his tail move much before that. So I wonder if we're going to have some big change that comes up now. And I think I'm going to, oh, my mounting block's pretty far back. I'll just stand here and wait. So many people want to know, well, when is it over? Well, I wouldn't want to stop when the horse looks like it's asleep. Right now, he's pretty present. His eyes are open. Now they're closing. But I would really love it if he could get where he could move a little bit. He could walk a little bit. Not have him looking directly at me. I notice in his nostrils, maybe I can get this to, maybe you can get to see as his nose turns. His nose is starting to drip. So, as parasympathetic nervous system turns on with our relaxation and connection, and there something went through those ears, like we're releasing an old memory. As parasympathetic nervous system turns on, tear production and salivation turn on. So one of the things I love seeing is a drippy nose. I've got a drippy nose. So, back here. His bottom lip is getting softer. Whole horse is looking softer. It's more lateral flexion. And we're going to see, I am noticing a little bit, I'll have to go back and watch it, that he's turning his head a little bit more to the left. Yeah, not matching it as much to the right. Great breath. Well, there's the right. So as much as this is watching paint dry, for most people that don't get it, it's such a big deal for the horses. There's one of our first times that right front has moved by itself. I love that. It's a big deal. Head down. Love it. Blink, blink, blink. Head down. Good. So when I brought him out, I wasn't sure what all I was going to do. And the fact this one's having such a hard time finding relaxation and movement, this is probably all we're going to do today. Once we get to a really, what feels like a big change, then I'll just take him up and he'll be like, what? What just happened? So interesting. I guess, oh, there's a car leaving out of the driveway. He notices that. But we'll notice that he sees so many things. I'm just going to leave the rope there, back up and get my mounting block. Just go back to the end of the rope. He sees all the things, everything that changes. He hears everything that changes. So that tells me that he's not, oh, there's the right foot again. It tells me that he's not really, I'm going to swish him just a little bit. Swish, 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 swish. Swish, 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 swish. All right. It is not good. That's exactly what he needed. See how he's licking his lips? He was able to make it over a hump by me swishing him there. Really nice. He got stuck a little bit. So this horse internalizes things. This horse gets stuck. He also isn't really, that was neat. Look at that. He really isn't trusting me to keep him safe because he has to notice everything in the environment that's happening. Everything. He wants to go to sleep. He wants to be peaceful. He wants to trust. Just not there yet. Nice, head going down. Still getting some lateral flexion. Nice. Big change. Holy moly. So that's a huge change. That's the first time he's turned away. I'll make this bigger so we can see. First time he's turned away. I love it. And now he's practicing turning his head away, taking all his eyes off me. Am I safe if I'm not looking at her? And he's moving. So that would be what we would call a cycle. And I always tell people, you want to wait for at least one cycle. Cycle means they get relaxed enough to be still. They relax enough to move. And he's relaxed enough to be still again. Now we're getting some play drive coming up. And that was the first time he stepped on the rope and then kind of fixed it himself. Beautiful. We're still very connected, but really enjoying the feeling of relaxing. And there he's asking, do you want me now? And I'm just going to swish. Nope. And as soon as I said no, look at him, lick his lips. Okay. The rules didn't change. This exercise is just really a big deal to him. You can see him getting deeper and deeper in this. So could I ride him after this? Could I do some other groundwork after this? Sure, I could. But I really, at the end of this session, I want to leave him. See, there he is showing us that side again. We're seeing that whole side. And all of a sudden, on this horse that was very, not sunburnt looking, but you know how when they clip them, they get a little stuff. All of a sudden, look, I don't know if you can see it. You're standing next to him, I can't really see. I may have to wait till it gets better angle for you. But we're getting some leopard spots coming up in that hip. Can you see the color the dark color that's kind of coming in there? It's really good, really good. All right. I love that now. This is the first time he's put his whole side to me, and it's the side that he keeps presenting. I also see more dapples on this side. Now he's kind of walking away. That's the first time he ever pulled to find the outside of that boundary. I love that. Let's see if this will work. Yeah. This is awesome. So he's kind of asking me a question. Do you want me now? No, sweetie. You can keep doing playground of safety. And his body is just looking really nice there. Really soft and nice. It's moving again, yay. So just when you think they're not gonna move, they do. Good. So it's part of my job to try to keep the rope out from under his feet. But he's starting to investigate the environment. I was probably out here 5 minutes, 10 minutes before I started videoing. So at about 30 minutes, his first time doing playground of safety, we're getting this. Oh, that's so good. Licking his lips, I'm gonna swish. Nope, you don't need to come in. Now, this would be the coolest There he's kind of doing a release in his mouth. If somehow he would then walk the other way a little bit, holy cow, that would tell us we've got a more balanced horse than I think. So swish. He stepped forward. I feel like he's asking questions. Yep, I would love it if he went that way. You don't have to, but that would be really great. Nice. So he's really play drive again. See, play comes after we start to feel safe, relaxed. I love that. Can't believe we've been in the ring. Oh, now he's looking at the other side. How interesting. For over 30 minutes and I haven't even trotted. She hasn't even made me walk. He hears Tori up on the hill talking to her horse. And see, this becomes a whole different expression. And if you can look, oh my gosh, I wonder. Of course, as soon as I move my hand to change it, you couldn't see it. But as they switch over more into a parasympathetic space, you'll see that blood in their jugular vein start to change. Because all that fascia in their body, the blood vessels in their body start to relax. It has a whole look to it. I'm going to swish to say, no, don't come in. Now we've got a little wider back feet. This is great. Really great. And he turned and went the other way. And we got our foot over the rope. So I'm just going to sit here and mess with this. See what happens. Put my phone a little further away. How's he going to choose to solve it? Before I started making the video, he kept putting that foot over the rope. And then he would get kind of anxious and go towards the gate. Oh, he fixed it. And he got those front and back feet really close together, so we're getting even bigger stretch of that top line. So he's really enjoying the endorphins. I'm just gonna say, no, stay out. Good boy. And just let him. Nice. I stepped over again. So let's see how he wants to solve this. Try to fix the rope where it's in a spot that he can get it off. Love how close together his front and back feet are. We're getting a bigger stretch in his hip, bigger stretch over the top of him. And this is a horse that didn't start out all bunched up like that. He was much more parked out. So some body workers and people really don't like that front and back feet getting close together. And I think they label it negatively, and I always label it really positive. And I think what we're all looking for is balance. So if your horse starts out parked out, meaning the front and the back feet are really far apart, then the front or back feet getting closer together is stretching that horse more to a happy medium. If your horse starts out all bunched up with his feet like a goat on the rock, then when the horse relaxes and the feet get a little further apart, then it's more positive. You've got to consider where you started and where you want to go. And where we want to go always is to balance. So for this horse, this is a really good change. And now he's put both sides to us. Keep stretching. I love it. Now he's going to show us this side. Yeah, right there. So right this minute, I'm getting from him that maybe the girth was a little pinchy right there, or someone's leg was a little something right there. Like there's something that's been bothering him in that spot. Now he fixed his foot on the rope. I love that he went a little further away. I'm going to put the phone closer. I'm going to tell him, no, you don't have to come back in. I like it with your out. I like you out. We're going to give you just a few more minutes because, boy, you've done great. So, what would it take? It's getting about time that it would be a good time to wrap it up for him. So what am I looking for? Just a nice release. Look at the front back feet get close together. I love it. Maybe that's one more big yawn. Maybe that's blowing out. Oh, I love that he's walking. I'm gonna have to turn around again this way. Look, it's gonna make a whole circle. And after 30, 40 minutes of standing perfectly still, it starts to offer us movement. I'll make this further apart so you can see it better. Again, I'm going to go back around here like this. Sort of checking in. It's like, I found stillness on my own. He's changing direction. Oh my gosh. This is incredible. It's like the horse read the book. And really, he's lining up directly behind me. That's amazing. Like, okay. I'm okay now. So, I'm still waiting for a yawn or a blowout. I'm going to swish. Good. Some kind of big body shake. Nice. Wow, this is great. I love that he's moving. Because how long have we sat here and the horse didn't move? So this is how, when I say you have to have relaxation to get movement, this is it. Now he's taking his eyes off of me. Swish. Come back around here. Just so interesting. Head turned out. And I'm just going to take all this head turning out as a good thing. Because for 40 minutes, he stood here and had to look at me, basically with both eyes. And now he's testing to see, am I okay? Not looking at her. Maybe thought about stopping. Great. Great. So I don't care if he trots, if he walks, if he stops, whatever he needs to do to find relaxation is perfect. Oh, that's nice. Nice change. whatever he needs to do to be relaxed is awesome. There we go. So this is our big thing. You know, we got a big change. Now he's moving. So what are we going to wait for? We're going to wait for him to get peaceful enough to find a place to stop. And wow, okay. He's lined himself up here with the sun. How interesting. Maybe I'm going to swish him because he's sort of close. Keep swishing till that white foot moves. Good. I can do one here. And I don't know, maybe there is a significance to lining up with the sun. I think there's an awareness in everything, even when I don't know what they are. Okay. So here he goes around. Ugh. Up, and he's lined up directly behind me again. So dude, if you find a yawn or a blowout, I love that you found stillness. There's a nice licking his lips. And a shake. That might be enough. I'm going to give it a second. This is how you can get out here for hours. I'm going to give it a second. Left, right, lateral flexion. So I think this one pretty soon is going to be able to lay down. You know, not today. It's too soon, but there. I think it's not going to be long. He's going to move again. It's really good. And there he's getting close with the sun. I'm going to swish. This is really good. Oh, he's almost to trotting. And it feels like he's experimenting with these shoulders and stretching them and moving them. Another swish. And I'm starting to see, I don't know if you can see it on the video, but we're getting some dapples starting to come up. Wow, that's a big, nice change. And mentally, we got a nice lay down there. That was a huge change. He hasn't done that yet before. Let's see. Licking his lips, going by that spot this time. Shake. It's like he's wanting to get over a big hump. He feels the desire to get over a big hump too. Another tail swish. Walk's getting nicer and nicer. nice. There was a good change. So this helps me see how fast this horse processes. How fast they go through these cycles really tells you about the speed their brain processes. And many times we think a horse is thinking quick, and they actually think slow and just sort of spiral up. I love the dark coming over his hips. This is really good. Now, the actual act of videoing does put pressure on the horse. So they do things a little slower with the video than they do if you don't have the video. But it's worth it to take the video, because I think a lot of people, so there he's lining up in front of me, licking his lips, sort of like, okay, what would you like me to do? So here would be a spot I can take him in. Great breath. So that's a really good thing. I'm going to give it another second, see what else we get. And then we can go up. And we'll be, like I said, I started videoing a little before started the exercise a little before I started videoing. We're going to go up in just a second, buddy. So we're right at an hour. So it's not the fastest exercise it ever was. But if you think about a horse is 10 or 11 years old, if you can make a huge difference in them in 1 hour like this, it's actually pretty fast. Horse training standards. Nice. Okay, so maybe we're going to circle this way. I love it. We're going to have this nice balanced horse. Yeah, I would love it if you yawned or something. I love the neck going down. Beautiful. Beautiful. Such a different feel than when we began. And look how wide apart behind. He's so square. He's so standing on all his feet. So much more confident. Some more release in the mouth there. He's asking a question. I'm like, no, not yet. So we got a release there. So when the fascia releases, it makes it itchy and they chew on it. Yeah, really good. This is really good. Some more displaced behavior in that mouth. And he's like, hey, you're fun. What's next? Nothing. Nothing's next. I'm going to take you back up the hill to your stall and you can have dinner. Get your blanket back on. It feels nice out here in the sun. It's not too cold. We have a little breeze. He has trouble tipping all the way over that. You know, we got a lot of yawning at the beginning when he was relaxing. It's always so fascinating to me to see how it all goes. So I think we're kind of in a natural good spot to quit. I'm going to swish him back. Shake. Licking his lips. Oh my goodness. There was a little yawn. I was saying, I think I'm going to take that, and then I got a little yawn. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that wonderful? Got her foot over the rope again. You're a smart horse, aren't you? And there's what we were after. There it was. There. So see, by just being patient, we got to these nice big yawns. 3. That was what we needed to get to. Shake. Awesome. And see, to me, that's a play, drive, and releasing over that top line. So, good boy. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this off. And we're going to go up the hill. What a great session. What a lovely horse. I'm excited for the future with this one. All right, Murphy, you about ready, buddy? Think we're done. Think we're done. Good horse.